Well, Tuesday is the new Monday, it seems, or something like it. Cheers. Welcome back, everybody, to a weekly navel-gazing that is once again a day late. The question why is hard to answer, but we'll try to do that as well. Anyway, this is where I usually talk about what I did last week, what I didn't do last week, what I read last week, what I didn't read last week, and what I plan to do this week, sort of, I guess. Anyway, let's get started, and we'll see how this goes. Alright, so what did I read last week? Well, I did finally read Hopeland by Ian MacDonald, and it's brilliant and wonderful, and you all should go and read it, because, yeah, it's brilliant and wonderful, and no one talks about it, because people don't know what's good for them, I guess, sort of. Anyway, I did that, and then I didn't know what to read as well, and ended up reading, finally, The Destroyer of Worlds by Matt Ruff, which is the follow-up to Lovecraft Country. I read it, it's fine, it didn't grip me as much as the first one, so I guess I won't make an explicit video about it, but it's, it's still entertaining, and if you enjoy Lovecraft Country, go read it, it's fine. Just not too much, but I found interesting. I did reread some parts of, some essays of Adorno's on the culture industry, because there's this thing that I'm trying to work on, I guess. And that's more or less it, because it was very hot last week, and that doesn't work well with my brain, and that kind of kept me from doing a lot of reading. So what am I planning to read this week? Well, for reasons, I will read Light by M. John Harrison. I wanted to read M. John Harrison for a long time. I'm still planning to read Vericonium at some point, but it's Light, because I made a deal, and I keep to my deals. So that's like the next book I'll be reading. I'm looking forward to it, because, well, M. John Harrison, and I've heard very good things about him. A lot of them, actually. So I'm really excited. We'll see how that goes. Sadly, book 2 and 3 of that supposed trilogy are not available on Audible for reasons that are probably capitalism, and capitalism sucks. So I'll see what I'll do if I enjoy Light and want to hear more about it and want to continue to Nova Swings. We'll see what happens. It's an open question at this point. And beyond that, well, everything's possible reading-wise. I might just finally go and read A Song for Our Bond, because, yeah, I kind of promised to, and I will. And I mean, I started it, like, earlier this year, and then I got to a very, very cheesy, bad scene, and then got bored, and then I got distracted by all kinds of other things, so we'll see how that goes. I will definitely have to restart reading A Song for Our Bond. But I'm still, looking forward to doing it, because Guy Gavriel Kay does know how to do, the words and stuff, and he does also have interesting things to say, and I want to use it to talk about how we can use history as a lens or inspiration and all kinds of things to write fantasy, and that's going to be the next Sunday school. I don't expect it to come out on Sunday this week, because, yeah, that's a tough schedule, because I want to do some rereading on, like, more academic texts as well, because I'm taking this way too seriously. So it might be next week, but I'll certainly start working on the Song for Our Bond Sunday School. So these are roughly my reading plans, probably more Adorno, maybe going back and do another reread of Society of the Spectacle, because that stuff does, needs multiple readings, is my point here. So that's the reading plans. So what about videos and stuff, you ask? Well, I do have answers. Well, I did one video on Hopeland on Sunday, and I'm happy with it, mostly. I could have talked more about it, but, time, brains, and whatnot. Yeah. Go watch it. It's full spoilers, but since no one's going to read Hopeland anyway, you might just as well get spoiled, and it's not too deeply spoilery, I guess. Anyway, it's a brilliant book. Go read it. It's a good video. Go watch it. And I did other things. I did live streams. I was once again on the Perdita Street Station read-along with Do Unicorns Read and Varsha from Reading by the Rainy Mountain, and Jared from the Fantasy Thinker. Sadly, our other compatriots were, well, probably absorbed by the Torque or something. I don't know. Well, hopefully they'll be back for the next one, which will be, I guess, in 3 weeks. Sort of, probably, but I'll announce it when we have, like, more details, I guess. And I once again had fun because, Perdita Street Station is a good book. And, oh yeah, I guess that means I did read some Perdita Street Station as well. Kind of forgot that one. So yeah, that's what I did. And, yeah, it was fun. And that was on Sunday evening. On Saturday, we had our monthly Marxist malcontent, and it was more Marxist, or at least more critical theory and Frankfurt Schooly and whatnot. I had a lot of fun. The terrible thing is that I completely forgot about it. Like, I literally, on Friday around midnight, I realized that, oh shit, if I want to do a monthly live stream in August, I better do it tomorrow. And so maybe some of you missed that because it was on such short notice. I apologize for that. I don't have a brain, and my non-existing brain was working even less last week than it was, some other times. So that was sad, but it's still up there. I think it was a good one. We had a good conversation about a lot of books. I enjoyed it, that's for sure. And we'll definitely do another one in September. And doing the thing that I'm currently doing, I guess I'll try to find to invite a new guest for the next one, because every 2 months having one with people on, having a conversation that is slightly more themed, and then every other one just doing me free-form rambling sounds like a good idea. Now, I haven't asked a lot of people yet, so if you want me to ask a specific booktuber to come on and talk about a specific topic, now's your chance. Put it down in the comments. I'll read them. I might even react to them or answer and stuff like that. And I'll try to find someone who's willing to come on and have a discussion about something specific or less specific on the on live stream. So that's that's something that will hopefully happen. And if you're a booktuber or always wanted to be on a live stream and have a conversation with me, then. Yeah, you can say that as well. I am very much open to that. My problem is usually that I'm terrible at communicating with people, so if you yell at me, there's a very high chance I'll say yes. Probably a higher chance than me actually daring my, getting off my ass and being brave enough to actually ask you. That's kind of the problem there, because I'm awkward and scared by people. I know it doesn't show, but it's true, which might be an interesting aspect of community that I might talk about at some point in the future. We will see. So that's for the live streams, and I had fun. So yeah, that's that. So not too bad for a week where I was mostly trying to not melt completely. But what about this week? Well, I don't know. See, obviously the goal is to continue working on the Sanderstorm video. But yeah, I'm taking this one slow because, there's a lot of personal issues tied into that one, mostly because I'm scared of talking about philosophy for very irrational reasons and things like that. So we will see. There's obviously also other stuff I can and want to talk about. There's a sort of like cool spoiler-free review kind of thing that I want to do. But I also need to work on that a bit, just to make it, work the way that I want to. And then, yeah, I don't know. Probably the week will be over. I mean, I might talk about Light by M. John Harrison once I'm done with it. Depending on what I read after that, I might talk about that. We will see. It's sort of up in the air right now. I wish I knew more. That's kind of the problem there. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not good with planning what to talk about and what things to do compared to like earlier when I did these long not read along, but like me reading through a book and having like a daily update on like how terribly annoyed I am with Robert Jordan, or how much I think about weird things that may or may not be associated to the Malazan Book of the Fallen. So that's kind of like where I'm at the moment. And that brings me to another possible project that will not happen this week, but I'd like to have your input on it for this week, and we'll see where that is going. See, a while ago, I did start this GoFundMe to ask for help with paying off my debts. And a lot of you came through and did that. And I'm incredibly, incredibly thankful for that. But I also promised that I would talk about The Culture by Ian M. Banks. And I haven't done that yet. But I want to. And the main issue here is that I need to figure out how to do that in the best possible way. And that's where I'm just going to talk about right now. And then I'd like to hear your, your opinions in the comments, or you just think about it if you don't want to comment or whatever. And later this week, I'll put up a poll asking for answers or like opinions on my community tab. So you can just like poll there and see. The point is, I could probably just go and reread all of the culture novels. I've obviously already reread Consider Fleabus a couple of weeks ago. But I could just like reread them and do a video once per week for like one culture novel, and we'll be done in 10 weeks, which is an option. Just saying. There's other options, however, and that is more like if a lot of you want to read the culture and haven't read it yet, or want to reread it and have a conversation about it, then we can do that as a proper, organized, sort of organized at least, read-along, where we just, set a timeline, because like if I read one per week, I don't think a lot of you would be able to, keep up with that, because I assume y'all have lives and things to do and interests and, responsibilities and stuff like that. And I do have responsibilities. I'm just not really good at keeping up with them. So my point is, if we want to do a read-along, we need to space it out and plan it out and, take maybe a month per book. They're not that long as books compared to, say, a Malazan novel, most of the time, though. So that would be an option. In that case, we'd probably have like an ongoing channel on a Discord where we can plan out things, and then I would do the thing that I usually want to do in these cases, which is have like at certain places, have at the end of the book probably have a conversation, like, maybe just for those who are interested. It doesn't have to be recorded or live streamed for YouTube, but have it, if everyone wants to do that, we'll have like a Discord or whatever video call and just have a conversation about what the hell we've just read, and those who want to be like on like a live discussion can join me on that, but they don't have to. I just always feel that with live streams, there's obviously people out there that have like really impressive opinions and views and stuff that I want to hear, but that don't want to be on camera, on screen, or end up on a YouTube video. And I respect that, but I want to give those people, of course, like also the chance to take part in that discussion in like a more, a safer space than, being on a YouTube video or YouTube live stream is my point. And if that's something you'd want, and that's something we can do, and we'll just like set a, sort of like time scale and go like, well, for all of September, we'll be reading Consider Fleabus. At the end of September, we'll have a video call or whatever with everyone who wants to join and just have a discussion about how cool or not cool Consider Fleabus is. And I'll obviously make a video about it either on my own, or we'll have a group discussion or whatever. We can do that as well. And that's sort of where I am. I personally think it's more fruitful if we have discussions and do it like in that slower way. But I'm also not very good at organizing these kind of read-alongs and sticking to schedules and shit like that. So it's sort of where I'm wrestling with, because I've obviously started these kind of read-along kind of things before, and usually they just like end in nowhere because I'm incapable of keeping up or like keeping the group together. So that's sort of what I would probably have to be a bit more disciplined on, and go like, well, we're talking just Consider Fleabus this month, so if you've moved on to Player of Games, we're not yet talking about that, which is fine, but yeah. And obviously also need to figure out where to hold these discussions. I'm usually thinking about using the Unabridged Burners Discord, which is, of course, a Malazan server, but we're also having, other book discussions there, so that would be an option to do that there, or, I'm not sure if I want to set up my own Discord server. I should probably do that at some point for, community building and stuff, but I also don't want to, take people away from other Discord servers, so all of that community building weirdness kind of stuff ties into that for me. So you know, it's a bit of a thing, and I figure I'll just ask y'all what you think if you want to do the read along thing. I personally would really love to have like indie, in depth discussions with different people reading these books, especially since the first one is really controversial for reasons that I'm not going to go into here. I still think it's a very good way to start the series, no matter what those people say that go like, "Oh, skip the first book." No, y'all are wrong. You need to start with the first book. Publication order is there for a reason. And yeah, I don't know. Don't get me started on that. My point is, I'd love to do the thing now very soon. We could start it on, in September. That might be an option. So I'll just like leave this hanging here, and y'all can think about it. And in a day or two, I'll do a poll on my community tab, and then after that, we'll make a decision, and then we'll bring culture to the internet. How about that? It doesn't sound like hubris, does it? I don't think so. Anyway, that's sort of where my thoughts are at the moment. As I said, Discord servers are weird. There's way too many BookTube associated Discord servers at the moment, so I'm always a bit hesitant to start my own. We will see. It's not something I have like firm opinions on, but let me know what you think in the comments on that. Let me know what you think about, well, whatever in the comments. Let me know what you read last week. I hope you're reading good things at the moment. I hope you're having fun. Luckily, the hot weather has gone over, so my brain is slowly ramping up again. Now it's gray and rainy, which is much better. And we'll see how that goes. I have like another thing that I might start very soon. It's a project idea. I'm still talking to other people to see if I can make it work. We will see. It's something for the future, and you can keep guessing what I mean. And until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.